Hey guys, welcome back to North 49RC, and you can tell right here what this just came in the mail today. Got some bang goodies. Bang goodies, bang goodies. I've been waiting for this. Anybody that has been watching my channel for the past little bit, you'll know that I've been doing a lot of rock crawling, a lot of truck stuff. Took a little break, a little hiatus from flying, but that's all going to change with this guy right here. Now, what's in this little box right here? This is going to represent two firsts for me. Number one, this is going to be my first foamy airplane. Factory built foamy airplane, not foam board, not any, that kind of, this is my first real factory foam board airplane, number one. And number two, this is going to be my first foray into FPV. Get excited. I know I am. Let's check out what's in the box. We got the new benchmark for FPV wings. Good start. Sonic model. We got the AR Wing Pro. So, and then we take a look over at the other side here. I got the Zod Co-Pilot Lite. And then, of course, we got the props as well. I ended up getting about 10 props just because I don't know how many times I'm going to break them. I usually do break them on the wings. I did get about 10 props. These ones kind of look a little bit chintzy. They ain't no APC or master air screw, that's for sure. But they should last me for a few flights anyway. But this is what we got. Let's take a look at the Zod Co-Pilot. Now, I know what all of you are going to say, man, why didn't you go for a Maytech or anything like that? Because I'm an idiot. I actually ordered all this stuff. I already knew about the Zod. Oh, look at that shine on there, eh? I already knew about the Zod Co-Pilot. It was something that I kind of wanted to try out a long time ago anyway. It was cheap and it was easy to set up. So I ended up ordering this with this whole kit. So it was just one of those things. Then, of course, afterwards, I found out what the Maytech boards are all about, iNav, Arduplane, all that kind of stuff. Of course, I am definitely going to get into that. But this is going to get me started here right away. The reason why I wanted to go to a flight controller board now is because the Co-Pilot actually doesn't support any camera OSD or anything like that. It's just like a flight controller. It's just a stabilizer, really, with a return to home and auto launch option. So that's kind of why I was going with this guy. Super simple. Once I go into a flight controller, I can put this guy into any other plane I have going on, and it'll still work out pretty well. I actually might put it into a smaller wing. I actually might, if I really like this guy, I might actually get the maybe the 600 or even the 900. I'm not too sure yet, but it'll be something that I fly line of sight anyway. So anyway, this is going to go into here. I'm going to use it as far as like the first few flights. I'm going to fly this thing line of sight. It's going to take me a little while to pull out the funds to actually get into the FPV side of stuff. But this is where this is going to happen. This is where it's going to start. I'm really excited. I'm going to bust open the box. All right, so I kind of put her all together, just kind of see how big it's going to be, kind of get an idea for the proportions, see what I'm dealing with as far as the amount of space I got, how big it's going to be, that kind of stuff. So it's looking pretty good, There's a lot of stuff that I'm going to end up doing. I think I might end up just taping the wings on. I don't know if I'm going to glue them yet. I might just tape them on. These wing tips I'm definitely going to be gluing on for sure. The one thing I do notice is they got a piece of plywood on the wing side, and they got a piece of plywood that you screw with on the wingtip side. What I've noticed is that a lot of people are having is that either the plywood, the glue on the plywood that's sticking to the foam either on the wing side or the wingtip side is what comes off. So I'm going to glue the two pieces of plywood together and then screw it together. And if those ever come off again, that'll give me the opportunity to get some glue in behind that plywood and then kind of go from there. But so far I'm seeing that the wing is looking pretty good. I kind of dig it. And I'll kind of give you guys an idea what I'm going with for the electronics. So you guys already saw, I already putting this in there, the Co-Pilot. What I do have for a motor is the Sunny Sky 2216-6 1400 kV. There's some shine there. I don't know if you guys are seeing it. Anyway, this is the same motor that they required for spec, but it's the V3 as opposed to the V2 that originally comes in the plug and play. I'm also got a couple of 9-gram servos. They're metal geared. I'm also going to use a FSIA6B receiver. So this is going to be what I'm going to use to begin with. This is what's going to hook up to the Co-Pilot. Eventually, I will probably get an S-Bus receiver to hook up to a flight controller, which is going to be a good idea. The ESC that I'm using on the motor, this is a Hobby Wing Skywalker 50 amp ESC, good for 2 to 4S LiPo, which is what I'm going to be running is 4S, and it's got a 5 volt, 5 amp BEC. So we're going to play with that as well. And then, of course, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it that's going in there. Pretty simple. Going to keep it nice and simple. Anyway, I'm going to play around with this thing and I'll show you guys what we got going on through the magic of television. Here we go. She's all together, and I'm pretty impressed with how it did go together. It wasn't much modifying or anything like that, but it did take some paint. I did wash it off with the alcohol and wipe that down, so I got the shine off her. So the paint's going to stick really well. I pretty much installed everything here. I'll kind of give you an idea of what I got going on. All right, so in this bay right here, this is where I'm setting my GPS. So that's a pretty safe place for it to go. It's not sitting anywhere close to the ESC or anything like that, so I'm going to keep that out of the way. Got nothing in that one. I don't have any VTX or anything like that. I was going to put my receiver in there, but the Zod Copilot wires didn't actually reach that far. I do have, if you take a look inside, I do have the Zod Copilot. It is installed. Give you a better look. So the Zod Copilot's in there. I don't really have anything pinned down as far as wiring or anything goes. You will see I do have the double parallel lead going in for the batteries. I'm running two 4S 2200s. So that'll bring me up to 4,400 milliamps, which is going to be pretty close to the 52. I also am using a 950 milliamp hour 3S that's going to go in there to not only counterbalance and help balance the plane out, but it's also going to run my FPV gear as well. With that is the IA6B. So that's sitting there right on the side over here. Like I said, I was going to put it in here, but the wires don't quite reach there. We'll take a look in the back. I've set up the ESC just here along the back wall. I'm trying to get that weight as far forward as possible. I was going to lay it down in here, but I got to push all that weight as far forward as possible. This thing needs a lot of nose weight, just the way the balance works out. Plus the fact that this the back end of this airframe, if you take a look at it, I'll try to get a better angle here. If you take a look at the back of this airframe, you can see how much this pulls out right here, which is definitely beneficial for the fact that it's less noise, it's more efficient, it hits a lot of cleaner air, that kind of stuff, because it's farther away from the trailing edge. The closer the motor is to the trailing edge, the more dirtier the air is, the more blocky the trailing edge is, the more dirtier the air is. So this kind of pulls everything nice together and try to quietens it down. And we all know that wings are pretty loud. Anyway, so I didn't use the other servo wires from the wings. They're wires 3 and 4. Didn't use those, but yeah, that's pretty much the look of her so far. Underneath, pretty basic. Kept her black. Put on the Teflon stickers. I did tape the wings on. You can see I taped the leading edges. I taped the everything that had to do with the servos, so the wires, the servo itself, and I also taped on those little wing pockets there for your antennas, VTXs, that kind of stuff. So that's pretty much what we're looking at, and hopefully it flies. I did put some mechanical reflex in there. I have a little bit more on the right wing than I do on the left, just to kind of counter some torque roll. But other than that, the Zod works out really well. It stabilizes and does all its stuff, getting everything lined up straight and narrow. Hopefully it works out that way. If it doesn't, it's not a problem. You can just go in and recalibrate level and, you know, change your rates, that kind of stuff, your gains, that kind of thing, right? But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. Anyway, let's get out to the flying field and see how well this thing rips. Here we got it. We're out here at the flying field, and obviously we have the AR Pro sitting right here. Again, the Zod Copilot has been armed. It's got satellite lock. I'm going to take a look at my control surfaces here. I expect right to go up, and it does. I expect left to go up, and it does. I expect back, so up, and it does, down, and it does. Cool. Excellent. So this is my battery situation right here. Like I said, I got two 4S 2200s sitting in there. Right over here is I have my camera battery. Again, it's just in there for balance at this point in time. And to get CG, I had to put a bunch of pennies in here. I think I added about another 65 grams in that. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. As far as my throws go, on manual, they're probably a bit excessive right now. I do have them drop down to about 75%. I might take those down even farther. Again, I'm just going to Maiden on the manual mode, and then if I get it all trimmed out at that point, then we'll try some stabilized flight, and then try a return to home. But Fingers crossed this is all going to work. I'm out here at the flying field that I haven't been here in a while, actually. It's definitely got a lot of space. This is where you guys saw me in the wintertime where I was flying the Kit Fox. So yeah, it's been a long time since I've been out here. If anybody's been a long time subscriber, they kind of know this field or have seen it before, but I kind of like how there's like nothing around me. Well, there's hay bales, but the reason why I didn't really fly around in here last year is because this field was full of alfalfa. This is actually hay right now, so this is actually a lot softer, but alfalfa, once it's dried out and cut, it's like a bunch of barbecue skewers. So any sort of landing or anything like that, you're definitely gonna get a poke through the plane, through the foam, that kind of stuff, right? Anyway, I'll try the motor. Yeah, and I got a brake set for it too, so hopefully that thing won't windmill too much, and it'll actually settle itself out horizontal and behind the plane. Maybe not, but we'll see. All right. So I got 8 minutes on the timer. I know I can probably get a lot more than that, but 8 minutes is going to be where I'm at. Just to kind of test things out, and we'll just see how it goes. So I do have a slight breeze. I don't know, it's about 10 kilometers an hour. It's kind of coming from this direction. It's settled down right about now. So I'm going to be kind of flying into the sun just for the launch. Hopefully this isn't going to be too much of a problem. So when it comes to these, man, I don't know. How should I do this? Should I do my usual right-handed one and try to go for the stick, or? It's always a gamble, man. Thing with these wings, man, they're like trying to tame a wild horse. They start out really bucky and stuff like that. Actually, here, I'm gonna take a look at what my CG might be. See there, kind of sitting a little nose heavy, which is exactly where I want it. All right, motor armed. Give it some juice. And kaboom. But she's actually looking all right. Still balanced? Yes. All right. Does it need more throttle? There we go. Look at this thing rip. Okay, I'm going to try to keep it over here out of the sun. Definitely balanced. Needs a little back trim. A little more. Like I said, I got 8 minutes on the timer. Left trim. Thumbs are a little shaky. Like I said, I do have about 75% rates on here. Just want to get her trimmed in. She's starting to get there now. Okay. If you can't see it, I'm keeping it up nice and high. There we go. Rates aren't too bad. Not too twitchy. I got about 50% expo on everything. All right, let's slow her down a little bit. Bring it down. Five minutes left on my 8-minute timer. That's into the wind. Like I said, about 50% throttle. It is decently quiet. Yeah, stable. Like I said, we got a breeze out here, and that was running across wind. Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of this. Halfway through my 8-minute timer. Man, I haven't flown in like a month and a half, 2 months, so I am kind of nervous a little bit. Man, this thing covers ground. That's probably a good idea to do a maiden in a point in time where you haven't flown in a while. You know, something you're not used to. Well, I guess that's what a maiden is. You're flying something you're not used to, right? All right, let's hit some switches. Let's see what co-pilot's gonna do. All right, let's go to stabilize. I'm not seeing much wobble. My gains are pretty good. They could be dialed back maybe a little bit. But yeah, I can feel I can't pull it right over. You probably don't even see it right now. I barely do. Profile of this little guy is kind of wants to climb, doesn't it? I gotta set level again. Yeah, see, that's full left or full right stick right there. So it's not letting me come right over. All right, let's bring her down a bit. Bring her down a bit more. Yeah, you actually have to force it down. All right, let's try this return to home thing. So it picked up its speed. It's coming back. I'm completely hands off. So it's made a nice lefty. Now it's turning right, and it should circle me at about 35 meters. Don't know if that's what it is. Sorry about the sun. But yeah, that's your return to home. Look at that. Just circling me. It's telling me 1 minute. I got lots more than that. It was just a set timer that I usually do this stuff. I would like to take it down though and check out what the battery's doing. I'm gonna let it come back around one more time. See, she straightened it out, trying to compensate for the wind. Now she's pulling back into a turn. Ha! Look at that. Gotta love flight controllers, man. It's just staying there. Just hovering around. All right. Let's bring her back into stabilized mode. When she comes back this way, look at this. Cornering in. Stabilized mode. Straightens out. All right. Come down. I'm going to go into manual actually. Cutting battery or cutting throttle. Holding elevator. There she is. Throttle off. Sick. That was awesome. Wicked. So happy. That was the Maiden. Woo! Comes back in one piece. First launch wasn't really that good, but hey man, a little bit of hot glue and that thing will be right back to skookum. I would say that was pretty stable for what it did though. That looked pretty sexy. Pretty impressive. It is a smooth flyer. I'm really happy I painted that on top because line of sight, man, there's no way I'd be able to tell top from bottom if I left it all black, for sure. It's pretty much identical once they're 40 feet up. Let's check what my batteries are saying. Everything's sitting in the right spot. 389, 390, 393. Number 2. $388, $390, $394. All right, well, it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. I'd say that's a Maiden. I'd say Zod Copilot works, does the stabilize thing. I might want to turn those gains up a little bit. But that was fun. That was fun. I'm not, I only had 8 minutes on the timer, down to 3.8. I could probably go, I'm gonna go 10 minutes right now. But that was pretty sick. I'm pretty happy with that. Anyway guys, thanks for showing up, and that was the Maiden of the AR Wing Pro. I do have a link in the description below for my Discord server, and so join that up. We'll see you there. Other than that, like, subscribe. See you on the next one. Adios.